You welcomed a Shih-poo into your life and home because he or she was small, hypoallergenic, playful, or a cuddlebug, or all of the above. When you hit the open road, you don't want to leave all that sweet Shih-poo goodness behind, and neither did we when we recently took a 16-hour, 1,100-mile road trip over a recent 5-day weekend. I'd like to share what we did to prepare and to make the trip fun and a safe one for our two 15-pound Shih-poos, Titus and Stark. And along the way, we learned a few unexpected lessons that I'd also like to share with you. Even before you start your trip, you've got to literally look down the road and do some planning. Figure out what it's going to look like with your Shih-poo. What are some of the things you need to consider? One, we have, for example, we have a mid-size sedan. It fits 5, not necessarily comfortably. And we were taking 5 of us plus our 2 Shih-poos. We knew that we were not going to have enough room, so we ended up renting a big SUV. You want to consider how comfortable and safe is the kennel for your Shih-poo. We made sure that we included their bedding and a favorite comfort toy that they might sleep with. Take bags of snacks, of dog food. Take your toothbrush and toothpaste. We have a bedtime chew, like a Dentastix, for our puppies at night that they have. That's part of their routine. And then take several bottles of water, just as you would for yourself, for your own kids. Take a favorite toy or two. Ours was simple. It's a rubber ball. And so we took a couple of those. And then a food and water bowl, some place to put the food and the water in when you get there. Especially if you're camping, you may not have a place to feed your dog. So you want to make sure that you take a bowl. Whether it's the one that they normally have, we just bought a little replacement, a little temporary plastic one that they could eat and drink out of. Plan for potty breaks along the way. We had a 6-hour drive on our first and last days and a 3-hour drive on the middle days. We knew that our dogs have bladders of steel. Our Shih-poos do. I don't know if yours do. Not all do, but they can go hours and hours and hours. So the 3-hour drives were cakewalks. We didn't have to worry about those, but we knew we needed to stop mid-trip for on the first and the last day. So figure out where is it that you're going to stop and let them to have a potty break and also to stretch their legs. So plan on not just a quick 5-minute potty break, but maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Let them stretch their legs. Let them take them on a brief walk or a little jog. Let them play in the park. Do something so that they can break up that time in their crate. Now, we went camping, and we were going to be in dusty areas, so we also knew that our dogs were likely going to be get a bath at some point. So we make sure you take an extra towel, just as you would for yourself. Plan for bedding and security at the destination. That might be a leash or a rope. If you're going camping, you don't want your Shih-poo wandering off and getting lost. So it's easy to if you're going to just have a car with you, leave the crate in the kennel in the car so that the dog can be safe there. Or you might keep them in a tent with you or in an RV. We also expected our dogs to get tired and to need naps because we were camping. We knew they were going to be running around a lot. So you want to have some place, their crate to sleep and to nap in, or an RV that if you have an RV somewhere that they can go in and take some naps for, because they are going to get tired. They're like a 3-year-old. They run around and love new things, and then they get tired. So plan for replacements to your daily routines. Think about, for example, your bedtime routine. Do you have a bedtime routine? Hopefully you do. Consider watching some of our other videos on sleeping with the Shih-poo or getting how to crate train your puppy, whatever it might be. Learn about some routines. They're important for your dog. we have a bedtime routine with our puppies that includes brushing their teeth, getting a chew, getting them into taking a potty, and doing those things. What is that going to look like at your final destination? Make sure you've planned for that, what it's going to look like, so that when you get there, your puppies aren't up all night barking and a little disoriented and confused about what's going on. They're going to be. Our puppies are indoor dogs. They're not used to being outside or even in the dirt out in a new place. So routine really helps them calm down and helps them relax so that they can get into bed and sleep. Starting the road trip is actually easier than prepping for it. There's a lot of work goes into your trip. Starting the road trip, there's just a couple of things here, a few things here. First, put the harness on your Shih-poo before you start the trip. It's not going to be, that shouldn't be that uncomfortable for them. Now, put that on. I'm going to say it again. Don't use, I recommend you do not put a collar on your dog for walking your dog and hooking it up to a leash. Their trachea is too near the skin, too near. It's not. There's not enough protection between the collar and the trachea, and you can actually damage the windpipe. Use a soft harness is best, or even a harness. We have a different type of harness for each of our puppies. We like this one from, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Papia. But check that one out. It's soft and we love it we use it for our youngest Shih-poo. But put that on them before that you put them in their kennel. Take them for a walk and a potty break before you get them in the car. Let them stretch their legs. They're going to be in the car for a few hours. Help them get some of that energy out. It's the same thing you would do if you have children. Secure the kennel with a buckle. That was something we forgot to do along the way. A lesson we learned. Now, fortunately, we weren't in an accident. But if you do that, the buckle is going to be something that you want. Goes around the kennel and keeps it in place. And then we find it helpful, and this is what we do when our puppies are taking naps anyway during the day. Quite often we find it helpful to just cover the kennel with a towel or a sleeping bag or something. Help it be dark. Yes, they're going to hear us talking, but the darkness will help them calm down. While you're on the road trip, here are a few things that you want to consider and be prepared for. Of course, plan for the potty break every 2-3 hours or so. You know your puppy best, but your Shih-poo is going to need a break at some point. Add a walk to that potty break. If you stop at a city park, get out and maybe play in the park with your puppy. You might even Google ahead of time, see if there's a dog park in the town or city that you're going through, so that you can let the dog off leash for a bit, have some fun, take some break, enjoy that, make it part of the trip. Don't make it an intrusion into the trip. Make it part of the trip. Now, we did not video this, but at the place where we stopped, it was raining fairly heavily. We stopped. We had some grass, a place that we knew of that had some grass. But it was so wet, I didn't want to get in on that. So we got out, we let the dogs have their potty break, and then I took them for a brief jog up and down the parking lot as it rained and poured on us. And so those towels I mentioned earlier came in real handy. Have the snacks at hand. Don't necessarily feed them automatically or without reason. If the dog is whining and you give them a snack, you might be encouraging them to whine. So maybe every hour or two, you might just want to give them a snack if you feel like it, or or when you get out at the potty break. If they are whining, now here's what we learned. Our whiner didn't whine at all. Our youngest puppy will whine for any reason. You hold him, and instead of licking you or looking away, or how he tells us he wants to get down, he just whines. Our other dog is so good. He's so quiet. He doesn't say anything. But we put him in the crate and we got him in the car, and he became our whiner. You never know. But so comfort. Be prepared to use a soothing voice. And again, might want to consider covering with a towel or a sleeping bag to help them relax. Make sure that they have that comfort toy in there or a treat. You might put a hand, if you're not driving, have somebody else put a hand into the kennel just to comfort that dog. Do not drive with your Shih-poo in your lap on a road trip. It's not safe for you, and it's not safe for your puppy. Now you might consider, if your puppy's good with it, you might consider hooking the harness up to a kind of a lap belt. But we just preferred to have the kennels. We had them there anyway. Take photos at your stops and at your destinations. You're going to want memories. And so do have your camera ready. Take photos, take videos. You can share them. Share them on Facebook groups. Share them with your family and friends who love your Shih-poo about as much as you do. Not possible, right? I know. But plan for plenty of fun to distract your puppy from the possible confusion they're going to have in a new place. Have those toys ready. Play some games with them. Play fetch, of course. Shih-poos generally love fetch. They love tug of war. When you get to your destination, make that part of your adjustment to wherever you are. Show them that toy, and play some tug of war, let them play with it, play some fetch, do whatever the game is that you're going to play. Also allow for lots of naps and quiet time. Our puppies got worn out every day we were on our trip, and as you can see, they would fall asleep on any lap that they could find. And our family members that we were visiting loved that. They loved having a puppy on their laps. It's comforting for everybody, right? So that you can make this trip a lot of fun for you and for your Shih-poo. A new experience. Ours did get a little confused. They were a little confused when they got there, a little kind of shaky. They weren't sure what to make of the new camping area where we were. But they adjusted fairly quickly. We played with them. They had their family there. They recognized, and it was a great time for all. You might think that ending the road trip is a simple thing. You get out, you're done. Not so. Here's some things that we learned. When you get home with your Shih-poo, think about your timing. If you're driving in at 10 o'clock at night and your Shih-poo has been in a kennel for 3, 4, 5 hours, they're not going to be ready for bed. So if you can, think about getting home at dinner time or so, or earlier, so that your Shih-poo has time to have their fun, have dinner, go through a bedtime routine. So consider what time you get home. But as soon as you get home, get them that potty break, of course. Just like any child, give them a potty break. Give them 30 minutes of playtime. Break out one of their favorite toys. Play some tug of war, play some catch, play some tag, play some hide and seek, which, by the way, if you've not played hide and seek with your Shih-poo, it's a fun game. You basically just tell them to stay, and you run into another room, and then you say, come, and see if they can come. And when they get there, you give them lots of loves or give them a favorite toy. But give them some fun time as soon as they get home so they can get some of that energy out that they've been holding in during the trip. Whether the same day or the next day, you want to enjoy the memories. Yes, it's important when you get home to take the dog for a walk and so forth, but you also want to just enjoy the time that you had with your puppy. Now, your puppy's not going to care about watching videos or looking at pictures on your phone, but you got social groups on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Share those with others and the fun times that they might have. Encourage them with some of the things that you learned on your trip. But I will say, on the same day as your road trip, to end your road trip, I already mentioned how to end it. That night, though, make sure that you reestablish any routines that you had with the puppy. Bedtime routines, make sure you go through the exact same ones. Don't just get home, send them on a walk, take them on a walk, and send them to bed. Make sure that you reestablish the brushing of the teeth, the cuddling, the brushing of their coats, whatever it might be. Reestablish those routines as quickly as possible, because even if it's a 2 or 3 day road trip, it's easy to interrupt those routines. Your puppies get out of it. They want that routine. So look for what you can do to help calm them at night, comfort them before bed, and in the next morning so that they're ready and they realize, hey, I'm home, I'm safe, we're ready to get back into our established life. Enjoy that road trip with your dog. Now, if you've learned anything new or helpful from this video, please do like it. I invite you to subscribe to our channel so that you can be updated whenever we have anything new. Share it with other family or friends, or on your Facebook groups or Instagram groups if you know of somebody else who's thinking about going on a road trip with their Shih-poo. You can have a fun time on the road with your puppy and create some wonderful memories with them. Thank you for joining me. Do check out our website, shihpoocentral.com. We have lots of great practical tips on living with and raising your Shih-poo. Consider looking at our 43 ways to raise a happy Shih-poo. Love to check that out. Have a great day.